So one of the things that really is a key area of focus during the waiting period is, it'd be really easy to fall into the pattern where you were just focused on nothing but waiting for the call, and to kind of block out everything else and just make that the focus. That's kind of a really easy thing to get locked into. What I think can really help, and what I've tried to focus on, is making a real effort to think about and appreciate everything that is going on during the day, and be grateful for the things that I have and the people that are in my life, friends and family, and and make that the focus as much as I can, and have trust that the call will come when it comes, and that it will happen, and that try not to think about it too much. So, as an example, I put an awful lot of time and effort into my yard over the years, and I'm grateful now to be in a position where I can sit here in the living room and look out at the yard and see the flowers and see the hummingbird coming by, usually on its daily route multiple times, coming by and checking out the flowers, and being grateful for that hummingbird and saying, "Hi, hummingbird," when it comes by, and spending time in the backyard and just looking at the sky and at the birds flying through, and looking at the way the leaves are shimmering in the light at different times of day. All those little things that, in my prior life had probably been too busy to spend much time thinking about or paying attention to. And just thinking about how beautiful the yard is, or the trees are, and how amazing some of these things are in nature that we just don't tend to think about. So gratitude and an appreciation for life and nature, to me, is the best cure for the challenges of waiting for the transplant. So I think thinking about activities that you can do given the many constraints that exist at this point in time are also really helpful. So, for example, I can't be exposed to germs, or I choose not to be exposed to germs by being in crowded situations, because if I'm sick, I can't get a transplant. So, a lot of the options that previously would have been available, and we would have fallen back on, like going out to a restaurant, going out to a movie, going to a concert, are off the table. So instead, it takes a little more work to think about what are things that my wife and I can do, or I can do with family, that do not require going to a crowd. So, where can I go out to eat where we can be outside and have a nice breeze blowing through? Or, where's a place we can go and sit and watch the sunset? Those kinds of activities. Takes more work, but, I think with a little bit of planning and effort, there have been some great, very memorable times that I've had over the last month. So those, I think, are the kinds of things that can really help you get through some of the waiting period.